Welcome back to Chem 101. Today we're going to talk about elements and how they form molecules and compounds, and with the different types of terminology we use when we're discussing the different combinations of elements. So first off, remember that we have atoms of different kinds of elements, right? Atoms give us elements, and of which we have different, we can name a few, such as hydrogen, or helium, or lead. And let's give you a few more. Chlorine, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, okay? So these are elements. Now, when they are found by themselves like this, or if we're looking at some elements that are found by themselves, such as silver or gold, aluminum or gold, we would call these atomic elements. You might be thinking, why do we even have to say atomic elements? Of course they're atomic, right? Well, there are different kinds of elements. We can have molecular elements. Molecular elements. And these are different than atomic elements because they are a molecule. A molecule means there's more than one atom involved. So, but it also can only be one type of atom because it's a molecular element. So for example, if we looked at hydrogen in nature, it's actually found as H2, hydrogen gas. And we can even designate the gas phase with parentheses here. There are other molecular elements, such as O2, Cl2, N2. We can even have P3, molecular element. Now, atomic elements, again, are found by themselves. Molecular elements are paired up or have more than one atom, hence the word molecular. Now still, these are just elements though. We can have something else called a compound. Now a compound and molecule is kind of interchangeable. Molecule just means, one small unit. So if we had lots of H2 gas around, one H2 gas molecular element, that'd be a molecule. Compounds are actually a little more specific. Compounds are just what we form by adding atoms together. So for example, water is a compound. And we represent that with something called a molecular formula. And so molecular formula tells us, we use atomic symbols, and it tells us what atoms are involved, what elements are involved, and how many of each. So here we have two hydrogens, and if there's one oxygen, we tend not to show the number, but you could also write it just to reinforce that there is one oxygen there. Or CO2, carbon and two oxygens. Again, there's one carbon. You could put the one there, but we tend to leave it off whenever we can. So these are molecular formulas, and these are also molecular compounds. Or they're just compounds, or they're just molecules. I know it's kind of hard to explain. Everything here could be a molecule if there's more than one atom, but we need to be able to be specific. So more than one atom, but they're the same, molecular element. More than one atom, but they're different, we'll just call that a compound, a molecular compound. Now in another video, we'll go more in depth into the types of molecules we can have. We can have molecular compounds and ionic compounds, and those have to do with ions, but we haven't got there yet. So for now, elements can be on their own, atomic element. They can pair up with other of their own kind and be molecular elements, or they can form more complex compounds like C6H12O6, which is a sugar, right? And these are molecular compounds. So in the next video, we'll elaborate on the types of compounds we can have, ionic and molecular.